My name is Everett. I'm going to be your safari driver. I'm going to take you all on a photo safari out here, so I hope you brought a camera with you. Now, if you are taking photographs with me, you got to remember, if you drop anything off the truck, you know we can't get out because the animals will get it, so make sure you hold on to your stuff. If you look up above your heads, I actually have some pictures of some of the animals I might be able to find for you out there. We have all those and more. If you brought any food, put it away. There's never food allowed because of the animals. And since you're not allowed to stand up or switch seats or pop up and down off of the seats to take photographs or look at animals out here, if you got any little kids, I want you to sit them on your lap. And that way they can see better. But if you're going to put children on your lap, you have to do it right now. Once I enter the reserve, children have to stay seated where they're at. You cannot lift them up off their seats or pass them back and forth across the truck. And if you put them on your lap, remember they have to stay there throughout the entire trip, because this is a moving truck. Not being seated is just too dangerous. That being said, let's head on in and see what I can find out here. Now we're entering the reserve in a forest. There's a lot of natural cover and camouflage out there, like that kudu right there in front of me. Hello, kudu. That's a beautiful female kudu there, and I know it's a girl because boys have horns. And the boys are bigger. They weigh 750 pounds. Ain't she beautiful? Look, she got some more of her herd up here. I see a couple more of them. Oh, there's an okapi on the right, the other side of the water hole. Okapi weren't even discovered till 100 years ago. They're one of the rarest animals out here. A lot of people have never ever seen one. If you can see its head, it's got a giraffe's head, because the okapi are the only known living relatives of giraffes, everybody. It's amazing they weren't discovered until 100 years ago. Now these animals, they're here because of the watering hole, I bet you. Animals and water go together. That's a fact. Everything on this reserve has got to get a drink of water, sooner or later. So I usually get lucky around watering holes. Sometimes, not all the time. Everything needs a drink. Oh, actually, we just found one of the rarest animals in the world. Look at that, a black rhinoceros right here at the watering hole. Now, there used to be a couple 100,000 of those animals, and because of us humans, there's less than 5,000 left in the whole world. That includes in captivity. Now, that rhino skin is over an inch thick, which makes it impervious to everything except us. If they disappear from the world, it's going to be our fault, and that's going to be a tragedy without a doubt. Hey, we got some bongo up here, I just noticed. Bongo are beautiful, but they're so rarely photographed, people call them the ghost of the forest. So we're very lucky to spot them. There's a male and a female right over there. Actually, in the bushes, I see a teeny tiny little bitty one over there. That's so small you can't even hardly see it. But they are beautiful, without doubt. And I'll tell you, let's head over towards the Safi River. Maybe I can find a couple of hippopotamus for you today. Everybody likes hippos. I have good luck finding them because they're nocturnal. They sleep all day. But they sleep over here in the river. Because they're so big, they overheat. The water helps keep them cool. A male hippo actually weighs 5,000 pounds, so they're not too hard to find unless the water's really deep or really dirty. So keep your eyes on the river when we get up here. Just remember to stay seated. Okay, this ain't supposed to happen, but there's one on the riverbank. This is pretty rare for this time of day. Actually, there's two of them. I think they're cute for as big as they are. And if you look on the left, there's a whole bunch of them over on this side of the truck too. A whole bunch of them over there. Oh, yeah, look at all of them. They're cute. Pelicans over here. These are interesting. They're called pinkback pelicans. They're actually the only pelican in the whole world that'll work together in a herd fish in the shallow water so they can all catch them. That's smart for a bird. All right. Now, we're going to cross a bridge up here in front of me, and before we cross it, I got to remind you guys just one more time, keep your seats. If you have children, supervise them. Make sure they're glued to those seats for me. Almost every time I cross this bridge, I usually find a couple hungry Nile crocodiles hanging around under. And I tell you what, today is no exception. Check that out. Crocodiles everywhere. Wow. That's more crocodiles than I've seen down there in a long time. They grow to be 20 feet long, and 20 feet long, that's huge. They crush bones with more than 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. And they catch prey a lot bigger than you and me, like zebras and wildebeests. Things like that when they come down here to get a drink of water. And they're always hungry, too. That's why the bridges on a reserve I don't even like to cross. No way. Alright, now I don't see anything else around here to get a picture of, so I'll tell you what. we're going to leave the forest and we're going to enter onto the Serengeti grasslands. That's home to some of everybody's favorite animals, you know, like elephants, giraffes, zebras and wildebeests, gazelle and antelopes, even cheetahs and lions live out there. Yeah, who knows what I'll find for you. It's a completely different ecosystem than this forest. Now, right here is my favorite view of the reserve. It's the highest spot on the reserve, that's why. I can see things from up here sometimes. I see a giraffe right over there in front of us, right over there. Giraffes are easy to find. Of course they are. They're the tallest animals in the world. You know, I can spot giraffes a couple miles away sometimes. Most people have no idea when it comes to giraffes, but there's actually 9 different species of them. It amazes me how many people think they're all the same. It really does. But there's 9 completely different kinds of giraffes. The ones that live here are called Maasai giraffes, and they're named after the tribe called the Maasai tribe. That's a little girl. She's about 2 years old, and she's beautiful, isn't she? Look how pretty she is. Now, I can tell you, she's got the largest heart of any animal in Africa. Her heart is as big as a basketball. They have the highest blood pressure of any animal in the world, which makes a lot of sense. You know, it takes a lot of pressure to pump blood up to their brains. Giraffes only sleep 30 minutes a day. That's the strangest thing about them. They don't have time to sleep because they eat 22 hours a day. And when they're not eating, they're walking around looking for stuff to eat. Now, we got a little bitty one right here. It's a little boy, and he's probably about 6 months old, but a size of a little fella. And he's super cute. Hello, little dude. You know, being a young male, when he grows up, he might be the tallest animal in the world one day. Some little giraffe's going to be. Why not that handsome little fella? Hi, little guy. Isn't he cute? Oh, now this is hard to see, but there's a couple wild African dogs on the left, right over there between those rocks. I wouldn't even see them, but that one didn't move its tail. They're black and brown and white. They're kind of hard to see. They're called painted dogs as well. Now, those little dogs there, believe it or not, are the greatest hunters in Africa. They catch more prey than all the other carnivores combined. If they start chasing something, they never stop till they catch it. They can eat a whole wildebeest in 30 minutes, bones and all. They're like piranha. Every one of them can eat a third of their body weight, meat and bones all at once, and that's crazy. Oh, sable on the left. Sable is the official symbol of our reserve, actually. They don't run away from predators. They fight. They fight lions, cheetahs, and those little wild African dogs, and what's more amazing, they win their fights. You know you're tough if you can beat up a lion, without a doubt. That's where they're the official symbol of our reserve. There's a beautiful female Maasai right there on the left, and she's a pretty girl. You can see it, she's a Maasai by her spots. You see how uneven and jagged, and they're not fit together right. They're not rounded out and reticulated like other giraffe spots. That's how you know they're a Maasai, because their spots are messy. They're messy Maasais. Cool. Love giraffes. Alright, let's see what else we can find out here. A lot of giraffes. Saw a couple sable. Oh, there's some wildebeest right here on the right behind that bush. Everybody knows what those things are. Remember? They squished Mufasa. Everybody remembers that. That was very sad. But you know, that was 30 years ago. So it's okay to talk about it now. Yeah. After 30 years, it's not too soon. Believe me. Yeah. They're not cute or pretty, those guys. But you know, wildebeest actually means wild beast. That word comes from the African language, the language of the Dutch settlers. They settled out here in East Africa a long, long, long time ago. I see another giraffe up there in the distance. But we got enough pictures of giraffes. There's another watering hole just down the road. I'm going to head over towards there and see if there's anything by it. Because you remember back in the forest, we saw that black rhinoceros at that watering hole. And I told you then, I usually get lucky around water, you know. Not all the time, but sometimes. Because everything needs a drink of water sooner or later. So let's head over there and check it out. Oh, there's a little elephant up here in the watering hole I just found. If there's a little elephant, there's a herd of females here. Females and babies congregate together in herds. Males prefer hanging out all by themselves. Now, this is probably 6 or 7 year old right there. It's pretty cute. Now, I can tell you this, if it's a little boy, he'll stay... Oh, wait a minute. I just saw a monkey behind that termite mound in that bush right there. Oh, there's another one right over there. Mandrill monkeys. Mandrill monkeys are the largest monkey in Africa. They weigh 100 pounds. That's pretty big for a monkey, but you know, even they need water. But that little elephant there, I see he's eating some grass there. Grass, leaves, whole small trees. They love fruit. If they find it, they eat it all there. Like I say, if that's a little boy, he'll stay here with his mom until he's about 15 years old, and then his mom will chase him away. That's right. But you know, if that's a little girl elephant, she'll stay with her mother and the rest of the female elephants for the rest of her life. You know, the only thing in the world that stays with their parents longer than elephants are humans, unfortunately. That's sad. Now, I don't see Mom, but I know that she's got to be around here close by. That little elephant's too small to be out here by itself. So we're going to head over towards what's called the red clay pits and see if I can find her for you. Elephants go to the clay pits probably once or twice a week. And they dig the clay up out of the ground and they eat the clay. And yes, elephants eat dirt. That's right. But the clay is really good for the elephants, though. It gives them minerals and stuff they don't get in their usual diets. And there's a whole lot of tusk marks here, too. Can't tell if they're fresh, but there might have been some elephants here. Oh, right here. There's a big old girl. And there's another young one right there, too. That's another baby. It's bigger than the other one, but still. So this is that little elephant's herd. I knew they'd be around here someplace. Baby elephants don't go too far from Mom, but she's a beautiful big old girl right there. It looks like we got a couple more of them around the corner up here, too. Let's see if we get a picture of some more of them over here. You know what? I just saw the littlest elephant on a reserve, everybody. If you got a camera, get it ready. It's down at the next watering hole. It's a 1-year-old little girl. I think her birthday's like tomorrow. She's tiny. Wait till you see her. She's so cute. I love her. There she is. Look at her. That's a good photograph right there. Check that out. Isn't she just so cute? Takes them a long time to figure out those trunks. You know, she's got more muscles in her little trunk than we have in her whole body. You got to learn how to use every one of those muscles. Isn't she just beautiful? And I just found a flock of flamingos as well. You know, flamingos are always a good photograph because they're beautiful. These are called the greater flamingo, and I know it because they're the tallest flamingos. A lot of people know they turn pink because they eat brine shrimp, but they don't know why. I do. Brine shrimp contains beta-carotene. That's vitamin A. That's what turns them pink. And we got a couple of gazelle here on the right. Now, gazelle's a fancy word. It means little antelope. Those little guys are called springbok, and believe it or not, they can jump over top of our truck. They could spring over 11.5 feet in the air repeatedly. Okay, guys, if you're back there, remember to stay fully seated for me. Apparently, the wardens just saw a young lady who wasn't fully seated back there with those cameras up over your heads. And please remember to stay fully seated at all times as instructed, or you're risking injury. We can't let that happen. Yeah. Quit bothering me, warden. I hate it when they call me up when I'm driving down the road. Now, I'm going to see if I can find one of the most dangerous animals on a reserve for us today. There's a mud walla right around this corner where the white rhinos... Well, actually, there's one standing right there in it, everybody. They like to roll in the mud. Lots of animals like mud, you know. It keeps the bugs off them and stuff. Now, only elephants are bigger than these guys. There's actually a male out here stands over 7 feet tall. I mean, they are incredible. But just like black rhinos, they're not safe anywhere in the world because of us humans. But I tell you, they're one of the most dangerous animals out here because, well, they are giants, these guys, but they only see 35 feet. They have really bad eyesight, these white rhinos. If you get within 35 feet of one and they see you, if they get mad or scared, they stomp you into the ground and squish you. They get mad at me all the time and they keep popping the tires on my truck, and if you think I'm joking, I'm not. If you don't know it, a herd of rhinos is called a crash, and there's a reason for that. They only see 35 feet, but they run 35 miles an hour, so they crash into things all the time. Like my truck. That's one of the main reasons nobody back there is allowed to get up off their seats, because of these guys right here. And that's just the little one. It's nowhere near 7 feet tall. But I tell you, it loves mud. Look at that mud all over that thing. Isn't that just amazing? Alright, maybe we can find a big one. Let's see. There's a whole bunch of them out here. We just gotta find them. Oh, actually, if you look to the direct left, there's a couple cheetahs in the forest right there. I just noticed too. Right there. 1, 2 of them. You know the fastest cheetah ever recorded by a human? 72 miles an hour. Their average speed's about 60. We're out here running around hunting. They're the only big cat that'll hunt during the daytime. The only big African cat that'll purr too. Smallest of the big cats, but they're still big cats. I think they're the prettiest big cat. But speaking of big cats, I was going to take a chance for us anyway and circle around this big rock up here. This is a copy. I find lions on this copy sometimes, but I said sometimes. Lions are like hippopotamus, you know. They're nocturnal. They sleep all day. If you get a picture of a lion, it is usually one sleeping. But I tell you, they fooled me before. And if you see one, there's probably more because they don't like being alone. Lions, they want to be in big groups called prides, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we could get lucky and find one. You never know. They are sleeping all day usually. Okay, oh, there's one of the rarest animals in the world over there on the right-hand side. You see that little brown thing? That's a bontebok. They've actually been extinct in the wild for over 100 years. At one time, there was less than 15 of them in the whole world because of us overhunting. That's because their fur is purple in the sunshine. Purple's the color of kings. So everybody in Africa went out and shot one of those little guys to have its fur. That's sad. One of the saddest things ever, actually. All right, now I don't see the lions. Oh yeah, dude, there's a male right there. Ta-da! I found one. I was pretty sure we would, but you know, he's doing exactly what I said he'd be doing. He's just laying there sleeping, because that's what they do all day long. He probably weighs a little over 500 pounds, I'd say, by the size of him. Females, a little over 300 pounds. Carnivores, cool. Alright, keep your eyes on the left, because I just spotted a warthog. Everybody knows Pumbaa. There he is, right there. Actually, there's another one way over there, a big male, over there in the rocks. Well, they're both big males. Look how he's walking around on his front knees. You see that? Every warthog in the world I've ever seen does that because they don't have necks. That's the only way they get close enough to the ground so they can eat, is to walk around on their front knees like that. Isn't that crazy? It is crazy. That's pretty cool. There's rhinos in front of us in the bushes up there. Oh, there's some ostrich eggs there on the right too, which means there might be an ostrich around here. I'll tell you what, ostriches freak me out. If we find an ostrich, remember, don't trust them. The things are mean and nasty. They're actually the only thing out here to reach here to bite you, and I've seen them do it more than once. Beautiful little female waterbuck there on the right-hand side. I know it's a girl, because boys have horns. Now, female waterbucks are just so cute. They're fuzzy little gray little antelopes. They got a circle on their butt. That's how you can tell them coming or going. They swim away from danger. Every time they see a predator, they jump in the water and swim away. That's why they're called waterbuck, because they're always around water. They actually have a heart-shaped nose. It's a black heart. Their nose is a heart. That's pretty cool, because when they're babies, they're gray and fuzzy. They have a heart for a nose. They look like a stuffed toy. They look just like a stuffed toy when they're babies. Okay, up on the hill, I see a desert antelope. There's a female scimitar horned oryx right over there. You can see her horns are shaped like a scimitar sword. And I know it's a girl because right there's her baby. They're the only animal in the world can live their whole life of 25 years and take a drink of water once a year. Because there's no water in the Sahara Desert where they come from. So they evolved where they could take a drink of water once a year and live. That sounds crazy. It sounds impossible, actually. But they're beautiful. Alright, tell you what, for the time of day it is, I think we had pretty good luck. We found quite a few animals. Actually, more than I thought we was gonna, without a doubt. Unfortunately, though, the warden's post is just around the corner. I'm gonna head back there. I'm gonna drop y'all off. It's a short trip to the Harambe village from there, but if you want to see more animals, if you haven't done it, I always recommend everyone take a trip down what they call Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. They have lots of stuff down there, you know, like gorillas, but they have monkeys, They have an underwater hippo viewing pool. They got a bird forest with meerkats, naked mole rats, and all kinds of good stuff. And if you got time, jump on the Wildlife Express train too. It'll take you out to Rafiki's Planet Watch. They actually have a petting zoo over there. If you have any children, you know, children love petting zoos, and I know some adults do too. Yeah, they do. They have the animal hospital out there and a nutrition center. Snakes, and poisonous frogs, and big old giant spiders, and all kinds of stuff. Right now, though, check your pockets, everybody. Make sure you got your car keys and your wallets and stuff still with you. You know, I find that stuff every day back there because of those bumpy, unpaved roads out there on our reserve, you know. Be a terrible thing to lose when on our vacation here in Africa. And always remember, you know, no matter where you live or where you come from, you can always help us to protect natural habitats and wild animals too, you know, even in your own backyards. I mean, it's easy to do, and being a wildlife conservationist myself, I guarantee every little bit helps. And a whole lot of those animals we just saw out there could use all the help they could get. Unfortunately, it's not just African animals though. Animals all over our world need help survive in our day and age. And that's a sad fact, but you know, it is a fact nonetheless. So always remember, every little bit helps. And I guarantee it, without a doubt. Okay, we're next. So if you're on the passenger side of my truck, make sure you're not holding on or leaning on those little skinny doors down there, guys. When the warden spins those doors open, they will actually bite you. Yeah, be careful.
She tried to